Well, hey, this is Jason Noel with Novel Hosting. Hey, in this video, I wanted to follow up on our previous video on how to create a subdomain. Within this series, we're actually talking about how to use your control panel. The prior video actually went through creating the subdomain jason.denverroofing.contractors, and so you can see within this subdomain there's no folders, files, anything in there. So what we're going to do in this video is we're actually going to set up a WordPress site on that subdomain. So we have the subdomain, or for your instance, you may just have your main domain name that you want to set up WordPress, and it's actually really easy to set it up with the scripts that are automatically in your cPanel account. So within your hosting account, you're going to want to go ahead and scroll down. It's typically at the bottom, but it's underneath the Soft Delicious app installer. You'll see the scripts for WordPress. So this makes it a lot easier to actually set up WordPress on your site instead of going to wordpress.org and downloading it and then uploading it and trying to install everything that way. So within setting up WordPress on your cPanel, you'll come to the main screen. Obviously shows the current version, and then if you scroll down, it shows the other versions that you have or the current installations. And so we're going to set up a new one on the subdomain that we just did. If you're doing it on your main domain on your site, you can definitely basically the same thing applies there. So choose the protocol. If you want to automatically have a www prepend it, or if you have the security certificate, you can do either one of those. I'm just going to leave it alone since it's a subdomain. So you're going to want to select the drop down, and I'm going to select the domain I'm going to install it on. And here, this is a key thing. This is the in directory section. What they're going to do if you leave this, but I'm going to go ahead and remove it. If you leave it, they're going to automatically append the directory to the end of your, or a folder into your domain name. So instead of whatever it is that your domain is .com or in our instance contractors, it'll append it in the /WP folder. So you have to go to that folder. So make sure to remove this. That's a common thing or question that I get quite a bit. The database name, I like to change it and actually make it into something that I can follow back or look into later, or actually recognize it. So I'm going to do Denver 7. So I know it's actually the Denver Roofing, so it's kind of tied to that domain name. So another thing I would look into into changing is the table prefix. So this is the database table prefix, and it's WP currently by default. So just a security issue, I like to change the WP into anything else. So we're going to do, let's do Jason N, and then site name, we're going to do change that. I'm just going to leave my WordPress blog. This is another key one too that you're going to want to change. Change the username into something other than admin. Huge security flaw in this. If you don't change it, you're going to have a whole bunch of crawlers and programs trying to hack hack your WordPress account if you don't change it, because they'll do a brute force attack on just the password, because very few people actually change that. So change it. Don't have the username of admin even in your control panel for WordPress. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to just my first and last name. And obviously you're going to want to change or have a password that is ridiculously amazing. I'm going to go ahead and just put password, but just for this instance, and then I'll just I'll be changing it later. So definitely make it a lot better than that. I'm going to go ahead and put in my email. So you're going to want to select that. And then one thing I like to do is underneath the advanced options, select auto upgrade. This is actually huge for WordPress in that you can have WordPress automatically upgrade their versions to keep with the latest security releases that come out. And then this one is kind of hit or miss with auto upgrading the WordPress plugins. Sometimes if you're actually customizing your own plugins, you don't want them to auto upgrade because it'll actually erase the custom coding that you've done to modify the plugin. So this is kind of hit or miss. I'm just going to leave it. The themes, I'm going to just check that, but again, the same thing applies with customizations of themes. It'll actually rewrite over your customization unless the customizations are inside of a database when you go to save it there. So automated backups, there's different things that I like to do instead of that. So I would just leave that as don't backup. So after that, go ahead and just click on install. And it'll obviously just show you the progress bar. Typically, it doesn't take 3 to 4 minutes, especially with the hosting on Novel Hosting. So it should just go right along here. But then once this is done, what we're going to do is we're going to go and check on our main domain name here for jason.denverroofing.contractors. So let's wait for it here for 1 second. All right, so it comes to the success page that it's been successfully installed, and it will give us both our main address here as well as the admin URL. Now, don't forget to write down what your admin URL is. It's just appends wp-admin. So let's go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and refresh it. Hello world. There's the title that we entered. And then if we go into the admin, it'll take us here. Voila. So that is how you set up a WordPress account using the subdomain that we actually created before on or inside of a cPanel account. So once we're done, we could actually just go back into overview to actually see that it was installed, and we go down and we can see jason.denverroofing.contractors has been created. So it does show the current versions of both of them. You can see with this one that the prior version has been auto updated as well, which is a fabulous feature that I like. So if you have any questions on how to set up a WordPress account or WordPress site on your hosting account through Novel Hosting, definitely just put your questions on the bottom of the YouTube video or go to novelhosting.com and ask us there if you have any errors or questions or anything like that. So hopefully you found this helpful, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot.